Alrighty boys, we are back with another video. It is TMG joining the movement, hashtag change career mode. Yes, I'm 100% behind this movement because as many of you guys may know, and it's pretty evident because not every single video of my channel, but I mostly base my channel on career mode, whether it's the manager career or the player career, known as my player. I prefer playing career mode. It's my favorite game mode or game modes in FIFA because it has two modes. It has the manager and the player, like you guys know. So yeah, I'm behind this movement 100%. I feel like it does need some changes and it needs to be refreshed. It needs some innovation, and we need to hopefully help the developers realize that there is a market for it, that there is people that actually enjoy career mode, because a big fear of mine is that one day the developers will think, well, why continue wasting resources on career mode when the majority of our fan base is interested in Ultimate Team? Oh man, I don't think that's close to happening though. I don't think they'll ever take career mode completely away from FIFA, but yeah, that would be one of my biggest fears coming true. And you know, it's understandable why their main focus is Ultimate Team, because it's the money maker, because the majority of the fan base is interested in Ultimate Team. But there is us, even though we're in the minority, there is us that prefer career mode over Ultimate Team. And I know I'm not alone. So that's what this wish list is for. Now we're mainly going to focus on the player career, because as you guys may know, career mode in itself has two components. It has the manager career and it has the player career. Here on YouTube, the player career is known as the my player, right? We all know it as the my player, but it's actually the player career, and then you have the manager career. I feel like most people doing this whole movement with a hashtag change career mode, I feel like most of them are going to focus on the manager career, but I'm mainly going to focus on the player career, because as you guys know, I have my main series, The Dream Begins. I put a lot of time and effort into those videos. I've been doing this series for almost 3 years now, so I have a lot of experience with the player career in FIFA. And you know, that's what we're gonna talk about and focus on in this video. Alright, so that's enough yapping. Let's get to the actual wish list for the FIFA 16 player career. And my first suggestion, and the first thing on the list, would be improvement of the match rating system. So after you finish a match in player career, you will get this match rating, right? You'll get either a 9.5 or a 7.0 or a 7.2 or a 6.5, whatever it may be. And it just grades your performance in that match. It feels like if you don't score more than one goal, or if you don't give more than one assist, or maybe you didn't score or give an assist, you always get a bad match rating. At least 96 or 95% of the time you get a bad match rating if you didn't score more than one goal, or if you didn't give more than one assist, or if you didn't combine a goal with an assist. That shouldn't be the case. Because a player only scored one goal, it doesn't mean he had a bad game, so he doesn't deserve a 6.2 or a 6.5 match rating. Same thing goes for assists. Maybe you're a center attacking mid player, you only gave one assist, but you also had 2 key passes or 3 key passes that weren't converted into assists because your teammate missed. I don't feel like you should receive a bad match rating. So it just feels like that really needs improvement. Also, it doesn't seem like you get any credit for earning a penalty for your team. You know, it doesn't feel like you get any points for that. It's just counted as a regular foul, when a penalty is almost as valuable as an assist, you know, because most of the time the penalty is actually scored or converted and you got your team to that goal. So it feels like the penalty should carry a little bit more weight and should impact the match rating you know, a lot more. So yeah, improvement of the match rating, that would be a big thing. Just because you only scored one goal, you only gave one assist, it doesn't mean that you had a bad game. So you don't deserve a 6.2, you don't deserve a 6.7, whatever mediocre match rating. You know, you should at least get a 7.5 or something like that. But that's, you know, maybe to some people it doesn't matter, but that's something that I feel needs improvement. Second on my list would be the addition of training sessions in between matches, allowing you to gain skill boosts from these training sessions. So right now, you can go to the EA catalog and purchase skill boosts for your player. If you want to get better in dribbling, you can purchase a skill boost for that. If you want to get better at shooting, you can purchase a skill boost for that. There's some for defending, there's some for mental, there's some for physical. You can go to the EA catalog and make your player a better player. Simple as that, right? But why not use the skill games feature that's already in FIFA and have it work as a training session for your players. So instead of just buying all your skills from the EA catalog, you can have these optional training sessions in between matches whenever the time allows. So if there's 5 to 7 days in between a match, you can throw in this optional training session, and it would just say, do you want to participate in this week's training session? If you answer no, then you'll lose on the opportunity to gain skills from the training session. If you answer yes, then you'll have the chance to gain skills with the small risk of injury. So wherever there's a reward, here there's a reward to gain skills for your player to make yourself a better player, there has to be a risk as well. So there is a small risk of injury. This is just to balance it out, so it's not super easy to gain a bunch of skills and reach 90 overall in no time. So there has to be a balancing factor, and I feel like the small risk of injury being present will balance this feature out. So let's say you're a midfielder and you want to work on your passing. Well, there is a passing skill game, so you'd participate in this skill game and work on your passing. If you successfully complete through the levels, then you'll get +1 in passing. Depending on how you do, you might get +1, you might get +2. I don't think it should be +3. That would be too much cheese. It would be too easy to gain skills, but it's just a good idea, and I feel like it would add a lot to the player career mode. Third on my list would be the ability to get subbed into a match instead of having to sim the match entirely. So currently it's like, if the manager doesn't want you in the starting lineup, you have to sim the match completely. You have to sim it entirely. You don't get the option of coming off the bench. Like that would be realistic, right? Maybe you can get subbed into the 54th minute if he doesn't want you to start the game. Maybe you can come in late in the second half. Maybe if you're a striker and the starting striker gets hurt in the 34th minute, then boom, you come in the 34th minute and you take his spot. So there is the option of getting subbed out of the game, but there's no option or feature that allows you to get subbed into the match. I understand if he doesn't want you to start, but it doesn't mean you have to sim the entire match. Maybe they could have you sit in the bench for the first half, for the first 60 minutes, and boom, you get 30 minutes of playing time. That'll be cool as a young player, and it'll give you some decent playing time instead of just having to sim match after match after match because the manager doesn't want you to start. Now the next one, the fourth one on my wish list, is a big one, man. I would absolutely love for this to be in the game, but I know it's a very long shot. So fourth on my list would be post-game interviews. How cool would that be to have post-game interviews in the player career mode? So maybe it could just be a cinematic, or it could be something as cool as what the 2K series does. After a game, you get a post-game press conference and your player actually talks, he answers questions, you get a little scenario playing out. It's cool, man. It just adds something to the game. I know the manager career mode has a press conference feature where you can motivate or praise your team or the opposing team, or you can unnerve the opposing team's manager, this and that, but I don't know if that actually impacts gameplay or impacts the game in any way. I can't even tell. So I would hopefully want something similar to the manager career mode press conference, but I want to see an actual cutscene of your player getting interviewed, and hopefully they have multiple cutscenes so we're not stuck seeing the same exact one every time. Hopefully they have multiple ones. Maybe some could be there on the pitch right after the match, or some could be in the media room, or some can be in the locker room, or this and that. And they can actually use this to impact gameplay. So let's say your player is upset, you just lost the first leg of a semifinals of whatever cup. So you come out and in the interview you say, we have to be more aggressive, we play like crap. So for leg number 2, your team takes that to heart and they play more aggressive and they play better. It's a morale booster. Or let's say you just won a game, and in the post-game interview you praise a certain teammate, you praise your starting striker, so you give him a morale boost and now he's in form. You can use this to impact the gameplay, and it also adds a fun little factor. You have cutscenes of your player getting interviewed. I don't know, it's something new, and that's what this whole wish list is about, adding innovation to this player career mode. Alright boys, you just heard 4 items on my FIFA 16 player career mode wish list. I have other items on my wish list, but I won't be able to cover them all in this video, so I have to make a separate video, because if not, we'd be going for 20+ minutes, and
ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, like she said, ain't nobody got time for that. So among those items on my wish list that I'll cover in a later video are the wages earned by signing big contracts when you sign for big teams like Barcelona, like Madrid, like PSG, you get, huge wages, you get amazing deals, but there's nothing useful about them. So they should give you incentives to actually negotiate your contract and make the wages somewhat useful for something. Something else on my list is, being able to ask to take free kicks, penalties, and corners. Sometimes you earn penalties for your team, but you're never actually able to take penalties yourself. At least that happens to me a lot. It's understandable if you're trying to take the penalty from Messi or from Ronaldo if you're in Real Madrid. There's no way they're going to allow you to take the penalty. But if you're in a smaller club, they should let you take the penalty yourself if you ask for it. So I have a couple more items on my list, man, but I'll cover that in a separate video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for your patience in this long video. Let me know what you guys think of my ideas for the player career mode, and leave your ideas in the comments down below. I know a lot of you guys are creative, you are innovative, so I'm curious to see what you guys can come up with. Shout out to Chani for starting the movement, a movement I'm 100% behind. Shout out to him for encouraging other YouTubers to bring awareness to the love that there is for career mode. Hashtag change career mode. Let's go.